Tier 1 wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Tier 1 Wrestling's second show was my very first experience with the promotion as they presented Rumble in the Concrete Jungle. Without further ado, here are the results. We kick off with a pre-show match featuring students from former Ring of Honor World Champion Michael Elgin's students as the Lone Star Kurt Stallion defeated Paco in the pre-show matchup. Then the main show kicked off with the six-man elimination fray, I think it's called. Here's the order of the elimination in that one. First, Eric Draven pinned Bobby C. De Niro. Then Eric Draven was pinned by the Man of Steel, Mike Verna. I forgot who got the pinfall, but Mr. Touchdown, Chris Angel, was then eliminated, and elite athlete Mike Orlando gave new meaning to the term spiking the ball as he threw the ball right at Chris Angel. Then Orlando ended up pinning Verna, and Orlando got pinned by Sonny Kiss. And just as that match ended, Logan Black and I believe Connor Claxton, who were sitting in the crowd, they took the microphone from the ring announcer, and Logan called out promoter Dennis Long, and eventually the referees and other Tier 1 staff literally grabbed them, picked them up, and basically showed them the door. Before that happened, they did get in the ring, and Mike Orlando took exception to what they were doing. Up next was tag team matches. We saw the Bravado Brothers, Harlem and Lancelot, defeating Style and Finesse, Mike Donovan, and Rob Vegas in a good tag team matchup. Up next, it was grudge match time as Federated's Botchamania, VSK went one-on-one with the prehistoric Caveman. The match ended in a no contest when Federated's newest acquisition, Ace Romero, decided to get involved. But then out came Kyle the Beast to the rescue, and then it was announced that a tag team match would get underway right then and there, as we saw Federated's VSK and Ace Romero under the tutelage of one Mr. Martinez as they defeated the Caveman and Kyle the Beast. I don't know about everyone else, but I think Caveman and Kyle, I think they would be great as a tag team. Up next was singles action as we saw DJ Hyde, the Lariat, Mr. CZW. He took on Leo Rush in a great singles matchup. Leo Rush was victorious on disqualification when Hyde decided to hit the referee with a lariat. And Hyde actually shook hands with Rush as a token of respect. Then it was time for women's action, as we saw Savannah Evans defeat Vanity. I think Savannah should be brought back in the future, and Tier 1, hopefully we'll have more women's wrestling in the future. I hope. At that point, we went to intermission. At that point, we were at intermission, and many were earlier who wrestled earlier in the show or had yet to wrestle. They were out like greeting fans and selling merchandise. As soon as intermission was over, it was time to unveil the newest acquisition of the Tier 1 wrestling roster, and it turned out to be Darius Carter, who came to the ring carrying a mask, and he took the microphone, basically ran down the crowd. And I forgot what else. He said something that was the time for change is now, declaring himself the leader of the Crusade for Change, signed his contract, and left the ring. Up next, it was Rude Boy Riley defeating the 5-car stud Joey Ace in a number 1 contenders match, and now Riley will get an opportunity at the heavyweight championship whenever he chooses. Up next, in a match that was I think this was heavily hyped, this next matchup. Gran Akuma defeated Caleb Conley, who is the current FIP heavyweight champion in Florida. Akuma took the microphone after the match, and he he said something. He's been in the business for 14 years, and he showed that he could still go. And he actually said, I think he said he wants a shot at Conley's FIP title somewhere down the line. I don't know if that'll happen in Florida or a future Tier 1 show. Then it was mixed tag team action, as the unpredictable Jay George and Ashley America were set to go one-on-one with Alex Mason and Bonesaw Jesse Brooks. After George and America made their way to the ring, George ran down Miss New York Anna Teresa, and I forgot what he said to her. And the match was on, and Alex Mason and Bonesaw Jesse Brooks defeated Jay George and Ashley America, and by virtue of the victory, Bonesaw Jesse Brooks will face Jay George one-on-one at the next Tier 1 event, whenever that is. After the match ended, George was alone in the ring, and Miss New York Anna Teresa hit the ring and slapped George twice in the face. Then it was main event time in Tier 1 wrestling, as Tim Donst was set to challenge Southern Stomper, Luke Hawx, for the heavyweight championship. Very good matchup, and after the smoke cleared, well, actually, something funny here. Just as right before the match was underway, Luke Hawx basically, berated referee Rob Blatt and made him leave the ringside area just to have a credible referee, and out came referee Chris Levin, and eventually Chris Levin was knocked down. Out came ref Christopher Shady Torres. He got squashed like a grape in the corner. I forgot by who accidentally, inadvertently. And was it Rob Blatt? Yeah, I think it was referee Rob Blatt who eventually came out, and he made the 3 count as Luke Hawx retained the heavyweight championship. Just at that point, Hawx was celebrating the victory. Rude Boy Riley comes out and he says, earlier tonight I won I became number 1 contender to the heavyweight championship. So that means I can get a title shot anytime I want, and that time is right now. Riley was ready to hit the ring, but then the Bravado brothers attacked him before he could enter the ring. And at that point, it was 3-on-1, and they beat Riley down and covered him in the Confederate flag. So I take it the 3 of them have formed some kind of Southern faction of sorts. I'm not sure what they're going to call themselves. But I will say, Tier 1 Wrestling, you put it out there and you delivered. And I will definitely be back in the future. Now it's time for some personal notes. Great seeing crew members Mike, Hyro, Christian, Dee Dee. Great seeing the gorgeous Jasmine, Stella, the gorgeous Stephanie, Julian, who else? Kevin. There were a lot of other pretty women in the crowd, too. Let me see. Drat. I noticed the Grim Reaper was commentating the show. Hopefully he'll be wrestling for them in Tier 1 in the future. Now, let me see. Other stuff I can remember here. Well, okay, it's time for... Ooh. All right, here's a few memorable quotes. All that for a 2 count? Jeff, during the Bravado Style and Finesse match, when they constantly kept reversing the small package on each other. In the ring, pussy! Julian to Joey Ace during the match with Rude Boy Riley. Alright, no announcement was made for the next show. No date was announced for the next Tier 1 Wrestling show. And I hope it'll be... I hope it's in December, or if not, early next year. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I think this would make great theme music for the Caveman. Well, maybe it was constant Ooga Chakas over and over again. That would be cool for the Caveman. All right. Now, I said, now, okay, here's a little something that, oop, shit. Okay, here's, I guess, a little bit of a announcement, even though I'm not saying anything. Forgot to mention, it was nice seeing John from PWS shows, but take a good look at that if you can get a good look. Just added another independent for me, independent promotion that I'm going to support.